The United States' hypocrisy stands exposed by none other than the Russian President Vladimir Putin, and this was during a press conference in Alaska on Friday. Now viewers, on one hand, US has been levying extra tariffs on Russian trade partners as a penalty, while its own bilateral trade with Russia has grown. In fact, the Russian president in his press statement exposed United States hypocrisy by stating that bilateral trade between the US and Russia has grown since the Trump administration came to power. In fact, making a rare appearance after the talks with Trump, Putin said that US-Russia trade saw symbolic growth of 20% since the Republican leader came to power. Now, Putin here indicated that Russia and the US can still offer each other business and trade. Let's listen in.
Incidentally, when the new administration came to power, bilateral trade started to grow. It's still very symbolic. Still, we have a growth of 20%. As I've said, we have a lot of dimensions for joint work. It is clear that the U.S. and Russian investment and business cooperation has tremendous potential. Russia and the U.S. can offer each other so much in trade, digital, high-tech, and in space exploration. We see that Arctic cooperation is also very possible.
Now, the Russian president's remarks come at a time when the United States announced an additional 25% tariff on India as penalty for buying crude oil and military equipment from Russia. In fact, this is the latest we're getting in on the story that United States currently stands exposed, as we're getting to understand that ever since Donald Trump came to power in Washington, the trade between Moscow and Washington has been increasing. In fact, to give you a specific number, it has grown by 20%. This is what Russian president stated while he was in Alaska for talks with Donald Trump on Ukraine. And now, of course, it remains to be seen how that would impact United States' response to the tariffs it has been imposing on India for buying Russian oil and military equipment. Remember, United States imposed a steep 50% tariff on India, and this is for buying Russian oil and military equipment.